The massive university stands out among all other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. It brings in top students from every technical field imaginable. A private school of nerds. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With nearly 200 years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built, in the words of the founder, for the purpose of instructing persons in the application of science to the common purposes of life. Which makes the new Polytechnic a pretty fitting mission statement in today's society. There are two things you need to attend this school: stellar GPA and strong test scores. Plus, a ton of things you want in order to stand a chance. Extracurriculars, community service, the list goes on. It also helps if you're the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way is if you're able to squeeze through the other applicants and then climb the mountainous price tag. And here, in the paradise of the ultimate school, filled with the ultimate students, is moi! Before we go any farther, allow me to introduce myself. Hello, pals! I am Jodan54. That's kind of a title I got by default. You know, not really many other YouTubers here at the school, but at least I have a title that I could consider myself an ultimate of. It makes me feel a little better about myself. You know, when you're at a school like this, everybody's amazing at something. Usually more than one something. So yeah, there are plenty of people, even just within the realm of my residence hall, who I would consider to be ultimates of many other things. Whether it's ultimate mathematician, ultimate gamer. We definitely have an ultimate pool player in our residence hall, that's for sure. Seriously, there are some people who are monsters at pool. I need to get good at pool. I'm good at air hockey. I'm not good at pool. But yes, here I am at my first choice university, none other than R to the P, all the way to that I. And I gotta say, yeah, I love it here. I don't know how else I could describe it. I mean, I kind of got, in a way, lucky when it came to where they put me for a residence hall. I have been put in a residence hall where each room has its own bathroom, which is really nice. Most residence halls have to share a bathroom with everybody on the floor. That's not very sanitary, especially when it comes to showers. So I'm certainly glad that I caught that lucky break, but the lucky break I did not catch is air conditioning. There's none of it in my residence hall, with the exception of the lounge. Which means that I've had to rely on the fans that are over on my desk and window over there for the first month of the school year. I have them off now because I don't want the video to sound like it's in a wind tunnel. It might anyway, who knows? But yeah, I've had those going pretty much 24/7 since the beginning of the school year, and for at least the summer portion of the school year, they were full blast. Seriously, it was so unbelievably hot, especially in the first couple weeks of the school year. Oh my god, the temperatures were awful. So I might as well walk you through. So my last vlog was called Moving Out. It went up at noontime Eastern Daylight Time of my move-in day. So it was up while I was in the process of setting up this room. And this room is actually quite comfy for me now. It's just enough space for me to get all my work done, edit all these videos on this laptop, which I'll get to. everything is working fine. You know, all the videos that you've seen go up from September up until now have been edited while I'm here. They've all been pre-recorded, but none of them have been pre-edited. Well, a few have, but very, very few of them. So, yeah. So, after move-in day, on move-in day, I probably should start there. So, after my family and I moved me in and left, there were a number of events that were available that night at the Union building, including just a big, well, there was the games room, which is on the first floor of the Union, which has a giant amount of pool tables, air hockey tables, there's table tennis, and then there's a bunch of rooms with TV monitors and CRTs, which can only mean one thing. I'll get to that as well. So after that began the week of what was known as Navigating Rensselaer and Beyond. So basically that was a week to basically explore what is available at Rensselaer. And I would say amid the temperatures of that week, it was successful. I got a pretty damn good taste of what the school had to offer, and I liked pretty much all of it. There would be a lot more stuff that I'd be in this year if I wasn't already packed, you know? There's only so much stuff I can do. If I was the ultimate multitasker, oh my god, that would be so good. There probably is an ultimate multitasker somewhere here. I have a feeling it's not a student, though. At the very least, not an undergrad. So, as part of NRB, Navigating Rensselaer and Beyond, you choose an activity before you move in. And for my activity, I chose the college radio. So I was considering possibly doing something with the radio station, and the NRB event itself was enjoyable, but it also kind of gave off the impression that being on the radio and having the show and doing all that would be one hell of a commitment. And I would not really have the time to do that, at the very least this year. Whether it would be this semester with the amount of classes I'm taking, or next semester with the classes that I'm taking. I'll get to all of that, trust me. So, throughout that entire week, the temperature during the day did not drop below 92. In a residence hall with no air conditioning. Yeah. It was rough. It was tough. It was, the temperatures were not fun. Especially on the Wednesday, where the Wednesday where we had to dress up in semi-formal for the convocation, which it was in the evening, so it wasn't as bad, but that was actually the hottest day of the week. So even though it was in the evening, it was still 97. And we were in semi-formal. Oh my god, like not to go all TMI on you guys, but like the sweat on my back literally drenched through my undershirt into my dress shirt. It was awful. Because then it got cool, and then it was just cold and damp on those shirts. Is that gross? It should be, because it was. At least the Union building is air conditioned, and that's where the clubs fair was, which was also that Wednesday. And so I was able to join the mailing lists for a bunch of clubs and then decide which ones made the final cut for me to actually go to regularly. And as for the ones that did, so there's the Pokemon Club, the Super Smash Bros. Club. And then outside of that, there's something called Genericon, which is like an anime sort of convention that Rensselaer actually hosts. And then I joined cultural associations for Chinese and Japanese. So with that all together, plus my classes, not a lot of free time. Especially if I were to incorporate radio, which I did not. But those were only the clubs that I decided to join from the club's fair. There was actually one more. We'll get to that. Trust me. I've been saying that a lot, that we'll get to that, but trust me, we'll get to all of this. We'll get to all of this. I'm walking you through. Don't you worry about anything. But on the subject of Pokemon and Smash Bros., let's talk about Smash Bros. A little bit here at RPI. So there was a freshman tournament, and you may have seen me tweet about this. Follow me at Jordan54 Twitter. I tweeted about this, that I entered the freshman Melee bracket, and I went 0-2. Only got 4 stocked once, though. Only got 4 stocked once. It's the rough life of a Yoshi main in the world of Foxes, Falcos, and Marths. But I guess that's to be expected. My homie Yoshi and I, we gotta struggle through this world together, you know? And yes, I brought a Yoshi plush with me. There we go. My bed's up pretty high. Normally I have like a big foot locker over to that side. And normally I just step on that to hoist myself up onto the bed. So what I just did was probably the first time I've done that in order to get on my bed. This school keeps me in shape. You know, whether it's doing that or walking a pretty damn long distance to get to my classes, like. And as I said, we'll get to that. Back to Smash Bros. So I did not expect there to be such a strong Melee scene at this school, but there absolutely is. To the point where at the opening year monthly, the number 42 ranked player in the world, Toussaint, showed up to the bracket to play. For those of you who aren't familiar with Toussaint, he's actually considerably on the rise. This year, he was ranked number 100 at the beginning of the year. He's now ranked number 42. He has wins on a number of other highly ranked players, including I think it's number 13. That Hugs is now ranked, as well as a few others. He also had a very strong showing at the crew battle, which, as of today, was today, the Big House 8. So, shout out to Toussaint for showing me a whole new world of college level Melee. High quality, you know, pretty damn awesome to see. So hopefully, at some point, I'll actually be able to get some more practice in. I have pre-ordered some GameCube controllers because the Smash Club is it's mainly a policy of bring your own controller. And I didn't bring a controller. And now that I'm looking back at when I was back home last weekend, I should have grabbed one to bring back. Oh, but it's all good because I pre-ordered a few with my pre-order of Smash Ultimate. And speaking of pre-orders, as of today is the release date of Super Mario Party. And I will have that game mailed to me on Tuesday. Which sucks because that also means that this Columbus Day weekend I won't have any opportunity to play it, but oh well. Oh well, you know? No, at least Super Mario Party looks good. I hope it is. I wish the online multiplayer was a little better though. I wish Nintendo Switch Online in general was better. At least it's cheap. At least it's cheap. So, yeah. So all those clubs were happening, and just before my classes began, I finally actually made the change, because for a while I was undeclared engineering, Then I finally changed to computer and systems engineering, which is the major that I've wanted to be for a while and just never got around to changing. And for this semester, that kind of bit me in the ass, because I'm in an engineering course that is very focused on like stuff that civil and mechanical engineers should learn, and stuff that computer and electrical engineers really don't need to learn. So that kind of sucks, but as long as I do well in this course and pass it, I can use that credit as an engineering elective in a later semester, and I'll take the actual introductory course for my specific major next semester, which is good, because basically, to give you the rundown of the classes that I'm taking, I'm actually taking 5 classes this semester, all of which are 4 credits. So I'm taking 20 credit hours this semester. It's a rough life, but it's gonna be worth it. I'm setting myself up to have an easier semester next semester, and I'll get to why next semester needs to be easy. So, I am taking Calculus 2 because I got credit for AP Calculus AB, so I don't have to take Calculus 1, which is good because Calc 1, from the homework that I've seen here, looks way harder, so I think I kind of dodged a bullet there. And Calc 2 is not super easy. I'd say it's like, I'd say it's right in the middle of the road. Yeah, I'd say it's medium difficulty. We'll go with that. So I'm taking Calculus 2, I'm taking General Psychology, because you have to take a Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences class. You have to take actually have to take a number of those in order to graduate, so I started just with one that was available, because a lot of them were filled up at the time I was signing up, unfortunately. And that one I'd say is slightly below Calc 2 in terms of difficulty. The way the class runs is kind of funny. You can show up to absolutely none of the classes, take none of the exams, and literally just sign up and do nothing, and you'll get a C. You can fill out 4 bubble sheets, and regardless of the grade you get, as long as you fill out all 4, you'll get a C+. The only way to fail that course is if you're caught cheating on one of the exams. And I'm not looking to do that. I'm hoping to get a higher grade than a C+ in that course. The GPA in college doesn't matter anywhere near as much as it does in high school, but it still kind of matters. I'm also taking Physics 1, which, honestly, like, it's a lot easier than AP Physics 1 was in high school, and when I compare it to the physics stuff that I have to do in Intro to Engineering Analysis, Physics 1 is an absolute joke, and it's definitely my easiest class. And it's funny going from AP Physics 1, which was by far the hardest class I took in all of high school, to going to Physics 1 here, and I'll get to why specifically it being here means something. Physics 1 here, and it being so much easier, it's surprising. So I'm also taking Computer Science 1, which is a class that I actually signed up for when I changed my major to CSE, Computer Systems Engineering, and that class is kind of hard, I would say. And that's just because, like, going into this school, I basically had no programming experience. I got the programming merit badge when I was in Scouts, but that was more than 4 years ago, and I think I literally did nothing other than print functions. So, yeah, this is a lot more in-depth than that. You know, print functions do still have quite an impact on stuff, but in fact, let me look up a program that because we just learned something called while loops. We're working in Python. Yes, I know. That language is a meme in the programming community, but it's a good one to start with. Next semester I'll be in C++, and hopefully be getting a grade higher than that of a C++ in that course on C++. But Python, so I actually because we just learned something called while loops, as I said, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to use the power of while loops and actually just make a code that converts the base of a number to another number. I'm just literally like, let's make some base conversions in programs. Actually, no. Let me leave my laptop open like that. It looks cool. Fans will like it. Not sure how much of this you can see, but yes, it does have the Rensselaer emblem on it, and also I put my name on it. And it's always the best way, because of course everyone's gonna have very similar laptops, and let me get to that actually. No more will get to that, for now at least. Let me get to this. So, I thought I was going to get my laptop the weekend that I moved in. I got this thing on Wednesday. Ugh! I was so mad, because I was expecting to be able to grab this and start like setting it up and editing all my videos, and start doing that on that weekend so I could actually get ahead of schedule. But no, I had to wait until Monday in order to get it. But the wait was absolutely worth it. This thing is amazing. Slaps top of laptop. This bad boy can render so many previews so quickly in Adobe Premiere. It's unreal. This vlog, if it's like 35 minutes long at 1080p, 59.94 frames per second, this bad boy can probably render it in less than 20 minutes. It's amazing. Such a culture shock going from my Mac to this thing. It's quite a powerhouse, and it blue screened today. but we live in. It's fine now. And that's actually the second time it blue screened. The first time it blue screened was at the beginning of one of my Intro to Engineering Analysis classes. And speaking of IEA is definitely my hardest class. So it's very, very physics oriented. It basically takes all the 2D physics that we're doing in Physics 1 and makes it 3D. And going from X, Y axis to X, Y, Z axis with the Z pointing up, it can get confusing. Especially with the, the problem that we did today. Just thinking about it and the way everything was tilted and slanted, but also in the opposite direction, so you had to, yeah, it's hard. It's very, very hard. I'd probably say it's the second hardest class you can take as a freshman, and I'll get to what the hardest class is not too long from now. And the way that IEA is structured is weird, because it's like we learn the general concept in the lecture, and then the homework is a billion times harder than anything we did in the class, and then the exam is like slightly harder than what we do in the class. I don't know why the homework is so overblown in difficulty, but I guess it's just to psych you out for the exam, and the exam itself is still really hard. It was probably my second hardest exam. The computer science one was definitely the hardest. But I think IEA is still overall a much harder class, just because of the sheer volume of the homework. At least the homework in computer science is more forgiving. Although why do I keep doing this? Although the website that we use to submit it to can be a little chaotic evil sometimes. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It was actually developed by graduates of my college, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, we got a lot of tech here. It's pretty nice. This laptop is the Dell XPS 15 workstation. It runs Windows 10. It's got 16 gigs of RAM. It's only got 512 gigabytes for a hard drive, which isn't that bad for a laptop, but I would have liked for there to be more. And I just tweeted about this as well. Let me actually use my traditional method of getting back up on here. That's much more like it. The good old Texas Instruments 89. Not 83, not 84, it's 89. Titanium! Oh my god, it's so good. It can graph parametric equations, you can use polar coordinates. Oh my god, it's absolutely godlike. And it's actually so OP that it's banned on most standardized exams. A lot of people, it said on the on the packaging that this came in, that it's permitted on testing for SAT and AP, but I think that is actually wrong. I think I specifically remember them saying calculators with algebraic or computing functions for this exam are not allowed, such as the TI-89, and then they also listed off all those HP and engineering calculators. So there are no restrictions on calculators for my physics, engineering, my physics or my engineering classes, but for my calculus class, you can't use anything with a graphing function whatsoever. So like, you can basically you can use like a basic calculator, but you can hardly use anything else. And in computer science, for the exams, you can't use any calculator at all, which makes sense. You can program your calculator. So that would be a bit of a risk of cheating. But yes, so I'm doing all that, and I'm going to all my clubs, and midway through September, I find out about a new club. Well, new as in like new to me. And it was quite the surprise to me. I did not expect this to be a club in college. I thought my days at the math team were done after I got the three-peat in senior year. But no, the math problem-solving club has returned in Rensselaer, and I will be competing in the Putnam competition in December, so that's going to be hype. So, why do I want to give myself an easier semester next semester? Because the answer to that is that next semester I have to take the hardest class at the fourth hardest school. There's an article of the top 25 schools with the toughest grading. RPI is ranked 4th. The only schools with tougher grading than my school are Princeton, MIT, and Boston University. And next semester I have to take the hardest class that's offered here. The one, the only, notorious CSCI 1200 data structures. We'll be working in C++. They give you weekly homework assignments that take you 40 hours if you're fast. But that semester I should only be taking 3 classes, if I'm lucky, which will only be 12 credit hours, which is the minimum you need to be a full-time student. I might be taking 13 if I can't get credit for this one course that I'm trying to get credit for from a dual enrollment class I took in high school. Hopefully I can get credit for that, because if that's the case, I'll be taking data structures, and then I'll be taking a class that's an intro to my major that I don't even think has exams. It has like monthly quizzes, and that's about it. I don't even think there's a final in that class. And then I'll also be taking Intro to Differential Equations, which is good because I fucking love math. So that'll be an alright semester, hopefully. Hopefully. This is a nice long weekend, so I can put off my homework a little longer, just long enough for me to be able to record this video. So that's actually really nice, I must admit. So if you're wondering about a certain surprise that I happen to put at the end of the vlogs, well, I might as well say what that surprise is right now. Not because I've run out of things to say, but my camera's battery is about to die. So, hey, you want to know the results of the poll for what the Halloween special is? Let me actually look it up right now. Let's see. The straw poll should be saved in my browser history. Oh, come on. Okay, the results are in, and the winner is Freddy's Ultimate Custom Spaghetteria by SMG4 with 36 votes. In second place with 31 votes was Squaggle Bob Paint Poisoning Pants Goes Full on Cringeville by Awful Fawful. And then third place it was Freddy's Ultimate Custom Spaghetteria had 13 votes. Ghost Squagglebot Paint Poisoning Pants Goes Full on Cringeable had 11 votes, with 8 votes in third place was YouTube Poop Fungus Bob Mold Pants' Halloween Party of Horrifying Shit by Potato Shits. Okay, that makes a little more sense. Now I'll actually close the laptop. So there you go, the results are in. The winner is Freddy's Ultimate Custom Spaghetteria. That's gonna be Season 6's Halloween special. So I hope you're excited for that. And with that, I mean, I'm doing well. I'm in a school full of Ultimates, where I've always wanted to be, where I feel like I belong the most. I'll continue making videos. Follow my Twitter, @Jordan54 Twitter. I'll be posting updates if it seems like I won't be able to upload a video at a certain week because of the sheer amount of homework, or because I was sick, like I've been this past week. But I'm still pulling through as best I can. And yeah, I'm doing well. I got my Switch on me. When I go back for Thanksgiving, I'm actually gonna come back with my Elgato capture card, so I can record a video of Smash Ultimate when that comes out. And I'll also, on Thanksgiving weekend, be going to see the Pokemon movie, The Power of Us. So I'll include that in my Thanksgiving vlog, and I'll also have a Halloween vlog. That'll be my next one. So with that, I hope you are well. I certainly am. And I'll be going into this weekend and actually being able to catch up on sleep. It's gonna be nice. So with all that said, keep looking forward, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. And also, shout out to my man Glitched Pokédex, who's also at college, and also seems to be doing quite well. Yeah.